Media Home presents the News Hour at 9 with Arnab Goswami.
On debate number 1, red-faced in Rio. With me in the studio, Somdev Devvarman, Olympian, Aparna Popat, Olympian, Moraad Ali Khan, Commonwealth Games sports medalist, Charu Sharma, veteran sports commentator. Also with us today, Sorabh Pant is comedian and co-founder of East India Comedy. Thank you very much. And with us tonight also on this debate is Kishore Bhimani, senior sports journalist. And with him in Kolkata is Anup Narang, Joint Secretary of the Badminton Association of India. And sitting next to him is Kishore Bhimani, Atul Wassan, former Indian Test cricketer, Sadbing Jan, former cricketer, Rangil Singh, President of the Jammu and Kashmir Olympic Association, Chandan Choudhury, Honorary Secretary General of the Bengal Olympic Association, Wing Commander Arjun Singh, Director General of the Indian Golf Union. Karan Talwar will be joining us in some time. He is founder of SNG Comedy. And Raman, Malik, spokesperson of the BJP from Haryana. If I take a few more names, then we'll be bigger than the Olympic. We'd be bigger than the Olympic contingent. Right? Right? What do you say? What do you say, Saad? This could be bigger than the Olympic contingent. And no netas
no,
as well.
Will be as big as the minister's coterie, Arnab.
Raman, Malik, how come you got left out? Everybody in Haryana, all Haryana netas are going to Rio de Janeiro to have a damn good time, to learn about the future of Indian sport, to learn about how you can contribute, to learn how to take selfies, right? You even cancelled your state assembly session. This time you said there's no need to do any work. It's a general state of holiday in Haryana, right? How come you got left out? How come you didn't go?
Oh, Arnab, I was left out. I was left out to be with you. And I enjoy that.
Well, this is. I mean,
but coming back to the thing, the main issue, and taking this forward for your information.
No, I just want to ask you whether it is true or a Twitter rumor that the Haryana monsoon session of the assembly has been put off, so that people can go and enjoy themselves.
No, it's not put off. It was delayed.
Why?
It was delayed.
Why?
Because we had a meeting of the all-party meeting was conducted for the 50th anniversary of Haryana, and in that particular meeting, it was decided that the session be the date should be postponed from 19th to around 26th or 27th.
Why? What's so special about those dates?
That is...
Come on. Tell us the truth. It's because the closing ceremony is going to happen in Rio. And you want to enjoy the closing ceremony too. I mean, what are you? You people are going to go and participate in the wrestling match, is it? I mean, this is a crying joke. Let's open up the debate.
The house at that
no, I'm sorry. You're spending this money. I don't know what's going on in Haryana. You have an all-party meeting.
No. You want to... You listen, Arnab.
Yeah.
There is two things. There are two things here. There was an all-party meeting which was attended by Congress.
Meeting खेलने से कुछ नहीं होगा.
BJP.
Raman, Malik, this is embarrassing. Should I open up the debate? What is going on here? You know what Saad, you're seeing this. You want to pinch yourself to believe this is happening out here?
Yeah.
This is actually happening, and I haven't even come to Vijay Goyal yet. Saad? Yeah, Saad.
Arnab, I mean, for heaven's sake, we all know Haryana, we all know what they're capable of. My good friend Atul Wassan was returning in Haryana one day. A politician was going, he overtook him and his goons beat him up. It is very clear that the coterie of the politicians in Haryana, be it the police, be it the bureaucrat or be it the goon, travels with him.
and they believe they're above the law. And now when they go abroad and they believe they're above the law, they are not. They're nobody. They embarrass us. They make complete fools of themselves. They embarrass the country. And Peter Sellers makes a movie on us. I mean, for heaven's sake, कितनी हमारी नाक गाड़ोगे यार आप लोग ज़मीन में?
Exactly, Raman.
जरा तो शर्म करो हम लोगों के लिए. You know, I work abroad. I work in Africa, and when I go there, people laugh at me when these things happen. When the Olympic Committee pulls up the sports minister, what am I supposed to tell people? Or where am I supposed to show my face? Yeah.
And then look at this fellow. Look at this fellow Vijay Goyal. What's his name? Vijay Goyal. He says, "One is national duty." Viewers, some selfies on the screen, please. I want to explain the kind of national duty that Vijay Goyal is doing, viewers. Can I just have the pictures on the screen? He says, look at me. Look at the national service I'm doing. I've gone to Rio to cheer up all those who are bringing pride to the Indian flag. And as a consequence of his visit, Charu, Sharma, please come in freely. Moraad, Aparna, Sorabh, Kishore, Bhimani, Atul, Wassan, please come in. Somdev, speak up tonight. You have a letter from Sarah Peterson, who's the continental manager for Rio 2016, in which she has written, as you can understand, and she's said this to the government of India, an Olympics official says, as you can understand, this type of behavior is not acceptable. Should the Olympics protocol team be made aware of any further example of this type of behavior, the accreditation of your Indian Minister for Sports will be cancelled, and all the privileges of the Indian Minister for Sport at the Olympic Games will be withdrawn. We trust you will pass on this message urgently. This is because of the kind of behavior that he was indulging in. And let me tell you about the kind of behavior he was indulging in, a little bit about that. On 11th August, he jumped into the badminton arena. Aparna, Popat, please tell me, how does it help if a minister walks to the field of play without any passes, okay? He has no passes with him. He then immediately says, I want to meet the players. And not just he, his entire entourage says, we all want to take selfies with the players. Right? In that situation, when there's a situation, there must be, it's a crunch situation, right? When you're facing a game at that level, you can't just walk in and say, hello, I'm the Mantri, Jwala Gutta, Ashwini Ponappa, come, let's take selfies. Is this the way to behave? What happens to the player in that kind of a situation? Does the player feel encouraged? That, you know, finally, Vijay Goyal is here. Now I will certainly play better. Right? Raman, Malik, maybe Vijay, maybe they are also waiting for Anil Vij. Right? They are all waiting, the Indian team. Yeah, Aparna, let Aparna come. One second.
I can.
Yeah, and God willing, if we win a medal, let me tell you, Vijay Goyal will take that medal and put it on himself. I'm pretty sure of this. Sorabh, you have any doubts on that?
100%.
He's waiting for that medal. He will take the medal and take a selfie with the medal before the play.
He'll probably get on the podium on the third position and just grab whatever it is. He's like, this is mine now. Like, I think he's treating it like it's Kesari Travels. Like, it's just, there's a free tour. I'll just land up here. And I mean, the question is that as an athlete, I'm not going to be like, oh, thank you. Now I'm more motivated. Like, I think the situation right now is that Deepa Karmakar had asked for a physiotherapist right from the start, and they hadn't provided one to her. And they had to fly in one at the last minute just to provide like what she required, as opposed to all these people who are completely unnecessary. I think as an athlete, you'd prefer somebody who can actually help you out as opposed to, beta, jeet lo. Like
exactly. No, Aparna, what would happen there?
Very honestly, I mean, when you go in to perform, the first thing you need is your own sanctity of mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right? Then you need your team around you. You need your coaches, you need your physios, you know, you need your massiers, you need sports analysts. And yes, if there is a minister, if there's an official there to encourage you, it's all very good, but follow the rules and regulations.
Now, this helps the players to see mantris there. But come on, let's not be politically correct on this. When you're on the hockey field, when you're on the hockey field, you fight and you win against Argentina. Vijay Goyal jumps into the field.
See, whichever field of play you are in.
Moraad, tell me, Vijay Goyal doesn't win. He jumps into the field. He starts taking the flag. He starts making a spectacle of himself out there.
Immediately after...
Who else behaves like that? Which other countries? Which ministers from which other countries
No country does it, no official does it. Because if they understand what goes on in a player's mind when they have just finished a game or they are going for a game, when they are going for a game, God forbid, nobody should come near the player because he's in a different zone altogether. And after you finish your game, you want to discuss it with your coach. There are strategies, there are immediately thoughts in your mind which you want to clear up. You don't want anybody to come and, block your discussion because most of those discussions which take place between the coach and the player are classified. They are between the player and the coach, or the mental trainer and the coach, or the physio and the coach. Nobody else. If a third person is standing there, it is very unnerving for the player. I mean, you are there to perform for the country. You are giving your best shot. I mean, nobody is there just to for going and taking a selfie. Everybody is there to go out there and give their best and perform for the country. And when in that situation you are distracted because of certain other elements, people who half of the entourage you won't even know who is who. And when those people come in and they start behaving as if they're your most close friends and they want to give everything. That is very, very unnerving for the player. And God forbid that kind of situation, if it comes before a match, then the player is finished, mentally is finished.
I would go even so far as to say, Raman, Malik, that the last thing an Indian player wants to see when he's going into a game is to see an Indian neta. No, I'm honestly telling you, Raman Malik, it can be demotivating. It can be demotivating because you want one second. You want to think about good things at that time.
Why did you let me?
No, I'm telling you. I'm genuinely telling you. Why would you want?
Let me answer, Arnab.
No, why do you want? No, watch Atul Wassan.
Fine.
Let Atul Wassan come in.
If you want me to be a spectator here, I will.
Yeah, sometimes be a spectator. Be a spectator, not of the kind that Vijay Goyal is. But Atul Wassan, let me continue with this letter which we have got. And we have a press release. The whole world has been told about what Vijay Goyal has done. No, 1 second. Look at this. The whole world has got a press release.
I am not over here to talk about what Vijay Goyal done. You have asked me about my state. I can answer you about my state.
I'll ask you about your state. You'll just you just have to wait in the queue. The problem is netas like you don't even know how to wait in the queue.
Sure.
You want to break the queue even on the Newshour.
We wait in the queue.
Please wait for your turn. Wait for your turn.
Can I
wait for it? Now I want to ask Atul Wassan, Kishore, Bhimani, please come in. You see, I want to read out from this official warning letter that we have got. Official warning letter, and this official warning letter says, we have had multiple reports. Kishore, Bhimani, see here, whole world, across the billions of people have had this press release, right? The whole world knows how Indian netas now behave. Entire world knows now. The letter is this. We have had multiple reports. Mr. Rakesh Gupta, he's the chef de mission of the Indian team. Sarah Peterson writes to him, we have had multiple reports of your Minister for Sports trying to enter accredited areas at venues with unaccredited officials, which means chamchas, hangers-on, fellow netas, family, friends, सबको लेके चलिए, देखते हैं, support करते हैं, मैं मंत्री हूँ, मुझे कौन रोकेगा? When the staff try to explain that this is not allowed, Atul Wassan, the Olympics committee writes, they report that the people with the minister have become aggressive. This is actually happening, viewers. That they report that the people with the minister have become aggressive and rude. And then they start pushing the Olympic staff. I mean, Atul Wassan.
Oh my God.
This is the official letter.
Yeah.
Atul, the people with the mantri start pushing Olympic staff. I mean, this is so
amazing.
Amazing.
No, I tell you, and where it's coming from, it's really embarrassing, and you can see where it's coming from because they're used to running roughshod over administrators and sports people in India, so they think they can carry on there. They've got no connection with sport, they've got no etiquette or understand the protocols of international sport, and hence they just act around like this is normal for them. And you can see the answer what he gave. He hardly feels that he has done anything wrong. So the answer lies in there, that he doesn't even know that he has not followed the etiquette. And actually sports ministry has become a dumping ground of people who can't be accommodated elsewhere. I just wonder why we don't have Chili Rathore or somebody, international sports people who are member of parliament to be minister of sport. why this symbolic token junket given and this cherry on top of all the ministers who become sports minister to go to Olympics and take their lackeys with them and just have a good time. So that's what they've been doing.
So I want to understand the mindset,
And I'm so glad that they got reprimanded. It's an embarrassing situation.
I want to understand the mindset. Let's hear from the other side. Wing Commander Arun Singh, if you want to come in, Anup, Narang or Rangil Singh, if any of you want to come in, why is this kind of situation being allowed? Do you think Vijay Goyal should just quit on his own? Or be made to quit?
Yes, Arnab, I would like to come in.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Wing Commander Arun Singh.
Yeah, first thing, I think you are absolutely right that sports persons are the prime actors in the Olympic stage and they should not be tampered with, they should not be disturbed. And there is no business for carrying on junkets there. This is not a reward program. At the same time, I feel that Indian Olympic Association has got a delegation there which has been there for, I think, past 2 or 3 weeks.
Why?
I think it's also their job to keep everything under control, because if they want autonomy, they also should behave autonomously, and they should also tell people what is right and what is wrong. The same Olympic Association has not given accreditation to a lot of other sportsmen when they want to have their own. For example, Deepa Karmakar's physio is a live example. And now suddenly you find that accreditation has been given to so many people. And what are they all doing there?
All of this accreditation is given by whom? Who is the Indian Olympic Association? They are also run by netas, right? Nothing changed. Nothing changed after Suresh Kalmadi, right? So eventually netas, sycophants are giving netas passes. What do you expect? What do you expect? Now Raman, Malik, how much money are you people spending on sending your minister and his hangers-on to Rio? Paisa kitna kharch ho raha hai?
Arnab, let me first on the onset make you
how much money are you spending?
We are doing in sports. See, whatever the money is.
No, whatever the money means what? Money grows on trees?
I'm telling you.
How much money are you spending?
Do you know that in this government, the new sports policy.
Have I asked you about your sports policy? Please come to the point. How much money are you spending?
I am coming to the point.
It's not your money, for God's sake.
Before you make, and you've been. It is not even, the money is not just any one person, it is of the nation.
It is not
and
even No, sorry, what did you say?
It is not for
what
one
did you
person,
say?
it is a
what
collective.
did you say? You spend it like it's your money? It's not.
Even I am a taxpayer. Even I am a taxpayer.
I'm also a taxpayer.
No, Sorabh Pant is a taxpayer.
If I'm a taxpayer,
I'm also
part of it.
I'm a taxpayer. Moraad, are you a taxpayer? Look at the sense of entitlement.
I pay
Look at the sense of entitlement. I'm a taxpayer. You're spending over 1 crore rupees. With 1 crore rupees, 500 athletes can get a tennis racket. In 1 crore rupees, your government can build 100 tennis courts in schools to cultivate.
Do you know, Arnab, that in Haryana, we are spending over 37 crore rupees each district to develop sports in a right manner?
Whose money is that? It comes from your pocket?
Do you know that we have already appointed over...
That comes from your pocket.
It doesn't come from my pocket, it doesn't come from your pocket, it comes from our pocket.
Of course it comes from my pocket. Of course it does. It's taxpayer money. You can't spend it on sending this. What's his name?
You, me, all the nation.
No, it doesn't.
And 37
you, me, all the nation for what?
On ground level people.
You, me, all the nation for what? I think Saad wants to come back to the debate. No, I'm telling you, I have a very basic question at the outset. When people like you take oath, when did these athletes throng the stage, get into picture frames, take selfies with you and broadcast it to the world as you were being sworn in because they wanted to express their support for them? Who are you to encroach on the success or failure of our sports people? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Why don't you pay your own way? You want to go to Rio? Go on your own money. I think Saad wants to come in. Let's open up the debate. Charu, feel free to come in. Saad.
At least let me tell you on the onset here that all
I would like to tell my politician friend here. May I please tell my politician friend here? Atul, allow me to just finish one line over here.
Carry on. We are the first state to actually.
Just one second. Let me finish something. Then you please carry on after that. We are not interested. We are not interested in promises. Please show us in action. Atul was very right when he said that the politicians have been running roughshod not only over society but over sport specifically. Now, please just notice the spirit of the Supreme Court, the Lodha Committee. Why have they come in and thrown out politicians? Because they do not want the politicians to interfere in roughshod over sport. Sport always gets compromised. Haryana must learn from this. Every state must learn from this. And I'm telling you, it will only do our Olympians good if you people learn. And the money actually goes down to these people, right down to the bottom level.
You know, this government of Haryana is holding, a victim of gang rape who has been gang raped twice in 3 years by the same men. They are holding that girl hostage in Rohtak and denying her justice. This 9 or 10 or 15 member delegation of Babus and Netas is flying to Rio to have a good time and have a beach party. Cancel the state assembly session
Arnab,
when they should have been discussing how to provide justice to the victim of gang rape. Why don't you? No, 1 second. If you're flying down to Rio on a junket under the garb of promoting sports in the state.
So you are questioning now again.
Why don't you act against the Gaurakshaks?
Judiciary also?
Why don't you act against the Gaurakshaks?
No, is Arnab Goswami above the court of India?
What judiciary? What judiciary? When did I take the name of the judiciary? Why don't you?
The court is taking care of the case, hasn't it?
I'm asking you, what is more important? What is more
Hasn't
important?
The hearings been
what
going
is
on?
more important? Your foreign holiday? Your foreign holiday is more important? Your foreign holiday is more important, or the attacks on Dalits in your state are more important?
My minister in Haryana.
Your minister?
Okay.
Your minister in Haryana is doing nothing to contribute to sport.
I ask you one small question.
Your minister. Your minister.
Have you ever heard about a minister or a government opening up an alternative sports academies which are not?
I'm telling you. Understand? Your minister, your chief minister, the whole lot of you did not have the decency. You didn't have the decency to go to the gang rape victim in Rohtak and say that we are sorry, we'll do something for the infrastructure in our state. You don't have the decency to act against Dalits who are beaten up. You don't have the decency to act against the Gaurakshaks. आपको लगता है आपके अच्छे दिन आ गए? यही है सबका साथ सबका विकास. मजाक बना के रखा है आप लोगों ने. And why are you going to Rio to have that junket? Why did you postpone your assembly session? Why did you postpone your assembly session? You have let down the people who elected you. And on top of it, I'm asking you here today. 1 second. There are people who in Haryana, in the state of Haryana, there are people who feed cow dung. There are people who feed cow dung to cow traffickers. You please be specific. Work on those issues. You have no business flying to Rio. You have no business flying to Rio. You can't spend crores of rupees to cheer for athletes. You ask the athletes, nobody wants to see your face there. Nobody wants to see your face there. Not one athlete wants to see the mantri hanging on taking selfies on the side. They find it irritating. They find it irritating. Raman, Malik, I'll tell you clearly. Why should the people of Haryana suffer because your babus and their chamchas and netas want to go to Rio for the Olympics?
No. Arnab, now you have to please keep quiet and listen for 1 minute. Just 30 seconds. And it applies right now. Let me tell you, when I had a debate with you and Ranjana Kumari, the next day I went over to Rohtak.
You understand your Haryana government comes and says, your Haryana government comes out with an absolutely absurd and embarrassing defense. They say we are going to Rio de Janeiro to study infrastructure of other athletes. Infrastructure, Mr. Raman Malik, you said, your government said that we are going to Rio to study the infrastructure of other countries to see and learn how national games are organized. Now you answer my questions. I'm not going to spare you now. I'm not going to spare you now. Be quiet and you need to answer my questions. Netas like you. 1 minute. Netas like you need to answer a question. Moraad wants to ask you something. Go on, Moraad.
You said I was corrupt and then you took back.
Relax. The system is corrupt.
One very simple question.
No, you also relax, Arnab Goswami. There's a limit to being an anchor.
What do you mean? There's a limit to being an anchor? Who are you? Who are you?
Yes.
Who are you to tell me my limits?
Who are you to ask me this?
You are from the ruling party.
Politician for heaven's sake.
Who are you? Behave yourself.
No.
People are watching you on television. You don't know the basic decency of how to respond when you ask the question.
I am a normal person. I have asked you a question that when you took on that Rohtak case, I went there.
Mr. Raman Malik, I am asking you a simple question now. And my question to you is, why does your Mantri need to go to Rio? Why does he need to go? Why does he need to go to Rio? Why does he need to go to Rio?
He needs to go because we need to create more facilities for us.
You want to create facilities? I mean, are you crazy? What are you talking about?
In the state.
This is it, Kishore Bhimani. This is it. We'll create more facilities.
You wait and see.
Let's see, viewers.
More and more facilities.
1 second. Listen. First of all, 1 minute. First of all, Raman Malik, be quiet. Raman Malik, put a finger on your lips. Be quiet for a while.
I just want to
1 second. दूसरी बात आपको कहता हूँ, आपका घमंड कम कीजिए. आप अपने आप को क्या समझते हैं भाई? आपने मुझे कवर नहीं किया जब मैं वहां पे गया. आप अपने आप को क्या समझते हैं? यू वांट अ कैमरा अराउंड यू ऑल द टाइम. आप जैसे नेता जो है ना, आप अपने सर पे एक लाल बत्ती लगा लीजिए.
बट डोंट
यू पुट अ लाल बत्ती ऑन योर हेड सो दैट यू फील लाइक अ वीवीआईपी.
लाल बत्ती लगाइए, बहुत अच्छा लगेगा.
Now my question, you answer the question. I don't understand why politicians need to go to Rio. Kishore Bhimani. I don't know why politicians need to go to Rio. Wasting people's money.
Answers need to be God. They are not judges.
Hello, Mr. Raman Malik. You know, if you're feeling a little nervous, then relax. That's how people will ask you questions. Understand? No, 1 second.
One thing is very clear.
You want that old style. Listen, Raman Malik. You want that old style journalism where somebody goes to a politician. Netaji, आपको कैसा लगा ribbon काटते हुए? हम ऐसा सवाल नहीं पूछते, so relax. Kishore Bhimani. Kishore Bhimani, go ahead. Now I told you to be quiet. Kishore Bhimani.
Honest journalism, but. At the same time,
relax. Kishore Bhimani is speaking.
Being my teacher or father.
Kishore Bhimani,
if he keeps quiet, I can also speak louder than him.
You will have to because netas don't stop sometimes. Yeah.
I want to tell you that the ethos of this political culture, this culture of arrogance that we have seen at Rio, emanates from some of the government bodies. As my friend Charu, Sharma and Atul Wassan will bear out, when we are in the box, to either Doordarshan or Akashvani. One of the things that happens is the moment a minister or a member of parliament or some political bigwig comes into the box, which they do regularly, we are supposed to announce them, say nice things, sing paeans to them and so on. This is where it begins. Also, the Air India, which is a great carrier, fine. But from there, the way they treat these people with so much of humility that they expect the same thing in the rest of the world. I have seen this outside the World Cup in Sydney, 4th of March 1992. Two members of parliament who had come there with 6 chamchas. They had with them a senior diplomat, a retired diplomat. And they said, these people are with us. The Australians wouldn't let them in. They said, we can't let you in without a proper accreditation. And there was a huge row which was saved by some of the more thick diplomats. This is the kind of thing that we have seen often at Olympic Games, at World Cups, at any kind of international meets. But they get spoiled at home and then they carry on and do what they did at Rio.
Rangil Singh is saying something.
Dozens of them.
No.
Don't have to.
Rangil Singh, I think Rangil Singh, president of the JNK Olympic Association.
By the IOC or not?
Yes, Rangil Singh. No, yes, Rangil Singh. Rangil Singh.
Sir, he's going to Rio. Maybe questionable from the point of view of financial burden on the government. But as the head of the biggest team and being a sports minister, I think he did nothing wrong.
Why?
Going there.
Why?
He had passes for all the venues.
No, why?
For all the disciplines.
No, Mr. Rangil Singh.
Maybe he didn't.
Mr. Rangil Singh, tell me. Mr. Rangil Singh, tell me.
Yes.
Tell me, Mr. Rangil Singh. Please tell me which ministers from which other countries run into the gymnastics arena, hockey field and badminton arena, take selfies, make a spectacle of themselves, behave badly, carry 10 to 15 entourage people with them. When they are stopped, then they start shouting, behaving aggressively. Which minister gets a letter and a global press release in which it is said that the Indian minister is behaving like a bully? Which countries or politicians behave like this?
That is what I was coming to, sir.
Yes.
That is what I was coming to.
So it's not about the money. No, Rangil Singh, it's not about the money. It's about the way you behave.
Extra careful. We were suspended from the IOC.
For all the venues. But maybe he was not briefed or he didn't know.
No, he is
that
properly
he's not
briefed.
in India, he's in Rio.
Yeah.
And he cannot.
Okay, Anup Narang wants to say something from Kolkata. No, one second. Sir, I'll tell you one. Anup Narang wants to come in from Kolkata. Let's get everyone in. No, he knows.
Arnab,
he knows that this is classical Indian Neta behavior.
The matter would have
yes,
ended
Anup.
there.
Yes, Anup Narang.
I think it was not
my point is
such a matter that it should be
my point is
so
that
high.
we have to see both the sides of the coin. You will notice that if you talk to the players and the teams who are playing in Rio right now, their point is that the minister has been visiting them, also has been very positive with them. The minister has also given a lot of care to them. We also have to see the positive side.
Yeah.
They have been given a very, all teams have felt very nice.
What?
Because from the approach of the government.
Who told you?
Rather,
Who told you this, Anup?
So what positive side, sir?
Anup, 1 second. Listen, Anup.
I have spoken to the players.
Anup, I know that you are.
We have all been players.
Anup, can I ask you something? You are Joint Secretary of the Badminton Association of India. Kindly, can you? Kindly, this Friday evening, can you inform all the viewers of the Newshour how many politicians and what are their names who are the bosses of the Badminton Association of India?
Do you know?
No, I want to answer the question, sir.
India,
Whenever somebody doesn't want to answer my question, they say, do you know?
All the entire Badminton Association, even our president is a former player.
No, but
let me tell you.
No, who is your president?
Arnab, I just got some very important information.
President is Dr. Akhilesh Das, who is himself been a national level player.
Okay, and how many netas? Is he a politician?
Who played at the national level for over 8 years.
Is he a politician?
If a player is also into politics, or if Sidhu also gets into politics, it doesn't mean that he's not a cricketer. You see, you've got to see things in the perspective.
Can I give you a bit of perspective? No, Anup, I'll give you a bit of perspective. Can I understand? See, listen.
Yeah.
You see, Raman Malik got it wrong. That's why he's jumping around getting so angry today on the program. He should have the perspective and understand where I'm coming from. You see, in the same games, you are saying, oh, our athletes, they're loving it. They love seeing the minister around. They feel enthusiastic. They want to perform even better when the mantri comes.
I'm saying that they are feeling that they are being taken care of.
Can I tell you how much how well?
Please.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you how well we are taking care of them? Will you listen to me? In this very same games,
please tell me.
Our boxers were warned of disqualification for not wearing a jersey with India written on its back. This country of 1.2 billion people, where netas cancel assembly sessions, where politicians with their family members and all the chamchas fly down to Rio, have a beach party. This same country that is spending crores to ensure that these politicians can fly down to Rio doesn't have the money, so that boxer Shiva Thapa is almost insulted and disqualified because his jersey does not have his country's name written on his back. Look at that. Just look at that, and someone explain this to me tonight. You say, oh, we take care of these people. 1 second, 1 minute, I have not finished. Why did the boxer, look at that, why did the boxer not have his country's name written on his back? Why? Tell me, Raman Malik.
Tell
me, Anup Narang. This big country, 1.2 billion people, we want to know today. Why was our boxer almost thrown out? Because our country could not afford him a t-shirt with the country's name written on its back.
No.
Tell me, what do you feel when that happens? When that happens, you want to tell us we are fair to our players? You want to tell us we are fair to our players, and some socialite commentator after that goes and puts out a tweet slamming the players? Think about these players. They're not cricketers. They don't have so much money running behind them, but the least we can do, Charu, is to give them a t-shirt with their country's name written on its back. How much would it cost to print the name India on the back of a...
Even if you didn't know whether you could or not, because there's no boxing federation in
come
India.
on!
Arnab, they have been given...
It tells you the story of priorities.
Is carry 2 sets of jerseys. I mean, what does it cost you? Absolutely nothing.
One second, let him speak. Charu, please go on.
And if you can't wear the India t-shirt because, or the vest because there is no federation, and the IOA has blocked you or the IOC has blocked you, then you can wear the other one. So what does it take to carry? I'll use two key words here. Decorum and grace.
Decency.
And decency. So 3. And if somehow the Indian VIP culture can adopt these 3 words, these embarrassing situations will not happen in the future. So that's all we needed, a little bit of decorum and grace and understanding of international sporting events. You don't have to go there to see how they run. There are hundreds of experts around the world who can come here and set up anything you want, anytime you want.
Yeah, absolutely. And you want to tell us how well we treat our players? Okay, sir.
Arnab, please allow me to share something really shameful.
Go on, sir.
Listen, in 2012, following the CWD scam, one Mr. Chautala, the former boxing boss, charge-sheeted by the CBI and barred from sports, was seen in Rio taking photographs with athletes with an accreditation. For heaven's sakes, politicians, we've been suspended from the IOC. IOC thinks we are a joke. Please, for heaven's sake, get some sort of sensibility and shame into you and stop playing this farce out. You can't send these people who've been debarred from sports to go there and meet my
Chandan Roy Choudhury, hear that today. And that's why I think the official, Chandan Roy Choudhury, you're quiet there tonight. I hope you're hearing the sentiment tonight.
No, I am listening to you. Arnab, very good evening to all of you. What I would like to say, Arnab, this is a very unfortunate incident. But at the same time, I'll tell you, if any of Indian athletes would have got some medals or they would have won some medal.
This is nothing to do with medals. This is nothing to do with medals. I think you got it wrong.
No, but this particular incident has come in the news because other things are not there.
No, absolutely not. No, I'm sorry. How can you say that, Chandan Roy Choudhury? What does this have to do with whether a player? I'm talking about the Neta. Atul, come on, Atul.
No. Why?
Atul is responding.
I'm saying why?
Atul and then Somdev.
The biggest issue is. The biggest issue is that they don't understand sport. Once they've got this card, they feel that they can go anywhere. That shows their lack of knowledge about sport. That they can't just go anywhere. The all access pass does guarantee them entering the arenas and be sitting and watching the games. But you can't be going on the field of play. This shows that they've never played any sport.
Or
at least they could have been given some kind of a refresher course.
No.
Just to conduct themselves in the way they're supposed to be.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the question. Just a minute. I also want to ask here, Somdev. You played, you know how much it takes to actually compete at an international level. Now, why should a player travel economy class and these officials and these ministers and the ministers' family members travel 36 hours in the same flight? The netas and all their sycophants travel business class. I mean, does it make sense? Who's the star of the games? The player or the neta? Somdev, come on, speak up.
It absolutely does not make sense that Dutee Chand, who's a 100-meter runner, has to travel in economy class for 36 hours while our own administration is sitting in the front and watching her. It doesn't make sense that Dutee Chand, 5 weeks before the games, doesn't have enough money to get shoes. That is a problem.
Yeah, and why doesn't she?
Well, somebody is not taking accountability.
Yeah.
And obviously the question is who?
And then if Dutee Chand, while she's playing there, sees the minister, after she's not been taken care of, or for that matter, Shiva Thapa, after not having a T-shirt with the name India behind him, right? And after Deepa Karnekar, who has been denied, Deepa Karnekar, she was denied, if I'm not mistaken, her request of taking a physio to Rio. After these athletes then see that when they are out there, then they suddenly see the netas jump in and start taking selfies with them. What impact does that have on an athlete's psyche? So you've been there.
It's not good.
Yeah?
It's not good. I'll tell you from personal experience.
Yeah.
These things tend to happen the more you win. So I didn't, not to say anything, but whenever I've won a couple of gold medals at the Asian Games, I've won one at the Commonwealth Games, and I feel like that's when I get more attention. That's when people want to come in, and that's the last time you want to actually see them, because in my opinion, the athletes over here are coming up in spite of what they have to go through.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
Just a small point. Yeah. All these people, they are ready to go to Rio for seeing the infrastructure, what is to be done to create a game.
They're not.
Where were they when Deepa Karmakar was training in a marriage hall? Where were they when she didn't have a saddle to take that jump? She was using an old scooter, standing on that and taking that jump. Yeah. That's when she was training. She didn't have any. They should go and see that rather than going and providing the facilities here, which are required for them to reach that stage.
Anup, Narang, would you like to reply to that? You know, the question tonight is this, ladies and gentlemen. It is wasteful for India to sponsor a physio for a champion athlete, but it is not wasteful for the Haryana government to spend crores of rupees giving a free trip to the whole netas of Haryana to go and have a good time at Rio. I mean, do you have a sense of guilt, Raman, Malik? Do you have something called a conscience? Do you have something called a conscience? Or have you forsaken that completely?
No, I'll tell
just
you
to have a good time.
Once the contingent from Haryana is back.
And there's a question, but I don't have it yet.
All of them and find out what this minister has done it.
I'm going to read out. I'm going to read out something that someone has a question that someone has sent on Twitter. I want to read out something that someone has sent on Twitter. Listen, Kunal has sent this on Twitter. I'm going to read it out now. He asks, how many players did the Sports Minister of India meet to check on the training facilities while the players were training in India? That's the question I have. Did Anil Vij go? Did he check on the training facilities?
Yes.
Did he check on the training facilities for the others?
He visited 7 districts to check people from there who are going to Rio. He constantly kept a visual on everything, whether it is available or not. He has made raids on the institute,
and that's why,
whether the food is okay or not.
Oh no, yeah. So that's why it is because of this kind of attention.
Arnab, let me tell you
it is because
one more thing.
It is because of this kind of attention. I'm sure that the Indian hockey team. The Indian hockey team missed the Olympic ceremony because their clothing fit did not. Because their clothing kit did not fit some of the players. No, 1 second. Hear me, Raman, Malik. The clothing kit did not fit many of the players of the Indian hockey team. Am I right this time, Charu? That happened.
Keep lambasting me.
Yeah. I mean, out of shame, you netas
but not for the first time. It happens very often. Let me give you two quick examples of how people can actually show class and decorum. This was the Indian Super League in Chennai. One of the biggest families of Indian cinema. Abhishek Bachchan owns the team. He goes down to the field to play during halftime with the rest of his pro kabaddi team, which he also owns, because it's a matter of a halftime show. And he goes in there, he has the right accreditation. The security says, please go on in. And he says, my team's following me. And they say, sorry, they cannot because they don't have the right accreditation. He stops right there. He doesn't go in till the right accreditations are permitted. And only then does he go in. Does he bully his way through? No. Does he say, no, they are my people to go through? No. Shining example. Number 2, of course, our friend Chali Rathore, who really should have been the sports minister. I don't know why he's not. He comes and attends functions, and I've been to a few of them, without any entourage. He comes in there quietly, sits down, does the business, gives away an award if he has to, and leaves. No fuss, no harassment, no rudeness, no nothing. That's the kind of decorum we need from people.
That's how sports people are.
He knows.
And I want to read out what 100 meter sprinter Duti Chand said, and this is, I'm quoting her. This came in a website. She says, I flew alone from Hyderabad. And let's carry her pictures, viewers, tonight. She says, I flew alone from Hyderabad. My coach could not come with me. Managers and others are given business class tickets, but players are all being given economy class. It was a 36-hour journey. I could not get any proper sleep or any proper rest. If players are treated like this, Aparna, I want you to come in on this. If players are treated like this, what kind of performance will we give in the Olympics? And I want to ask Shobha De, when was the last time she traveled economy? Right? That she comments on her athletes.
Not fair.
Players should be taken care of, she says, Duti Chand. Those who are representing the country are being given economy class and team managers are getting business class. In future, Olympians should not face such problem. But why is this repeated again and again? Why have we created a class system, Aparna, between the players and the netas? Aparna.
Arnab, I would also like to come in.
Aparna, go.
There's definitely a class system, and
there is,
it's very apparent with what's happening and the way we're treated. Athletes train all their life. It's not 4 years. They train all their life to get to the Olympics. And one small, mistake in your preparation could cost you your performance.
Absolutely.
And after all that, players are held accountable. They're answerable. Where's our performance? Where's our medal? But why don't we ask the same questions to the officials?
Like people keep saying that athletes have failed at whatever. Like every single time, like okay, people don't win. We are failing them. Like as a nation ourselves, we are failing them because we are not giving them what they require. And I have a very simple question to ask. We're talking about all this stuff. The US is leading the medals chart, and as they do very often. Does anyone know who the sports minister is? Nobody has an idea. Like right now, he traveled with his own entourage. So apparently, the minister had a physiotherapist for himself. Like that was more important for him. He had a kit bag for himself. Like he probably had a jersey with India at the back because he was representing it. So I mean, it's horrific to constantly, and we've had this battle for the last probably like since independence. It's the same conversation we're having.
And Anup, Narang, I want to get you in and Raman, Malik, because you both seem to be very angry over the questions being asked. You see, Raman, Malik, obviously there is nothing called a conscience that someone like you has. I mean, politicians. Because while your minister, what's his name, Anil Vij, and the whole Haryana delegation can splurge crores of rupees over carnival celebrations at the Rio Olympics.
It's very difficult for me not to be personal on
No, I'm responding to you. I'm saying today that while Anil Vij and his delegations of ministers are splurging crores of rupees of taxpayer money over these carnival celebrations at the Rio Olympics, and they are saying we are promoting sports in the country. Can you explain, for example, why you don't invest 1/100th of that money on 40-year-old Shanti Devi, former Kabaddi star who won accolades at the national level and is today forced to sell vegetables for a living because of lack of government support? You ever think of what you do to the players? Before, during and after?
I am telling you.
No, you're telling me, but I give you one more example. 31-year-old national para-athlete Prashant Kumar Sinha, who represented the country in badminton for the last 19 years, you may know this case, is yet to be given a job as promised by this government, your BJP government. Unke अच्छे दिन कब आएंगे, Raman, Malik? And since you're on it, Haryana has many para-athletes. 1 second. Do you know what kind of unhygienic accommodation they are given? No proper food, no water to drink, dirty toilets, even lack ramps with wheelchairs. Where was your concern then for the para-athletes of Haryana?
Okay, now can I answer?
No, I haven't finished. You put crores of rupees junked by your government for this holiday. 1 year and 10 months and 24 days back, the Indian Sports Ministry said that we have to cut short the number of athletes and teams sent to the Asian Games क्योंकि हमारे पास पैसे नहीं है. आपकी सरकार थी बीजेपी की सरकार. Then you did not have any money. You cut down the number of people. You cut down the number of people sent to the Asian Games September 2014. Am I correct, Charu Sharma? No. Listen, Raman, listen. There's no need to get personal. One question being asked you, simple question. एथलीट्स को एशियन गेम्स में भेजने के लिए पैसे नहीं है. नहीं, एथलीट्स को एशियन गेम्स में भेजने के लिए एक नया पैसा नहीं है. मगर जो क्वालिफाई करके खेलने जा रहे हैं.
And I am ready to answer, but you will not permit me to answer.
Answer the question. You don't have money to send athletes to the Asian Games, but you have money to send politicians like Anil Vij to Rio. How does this work out?
I can answer you about my state. I can answer you about my state, and I'm doing so.
No, how does this work out?
Let me tell you on
you are the BJP, you are in power in Haryana and in centre. You are in power in both places.
I am authorized to speak. No. I am authorized to speak for my state.
Oh, now you'll hide over the fact whether you've been authorized or not authorized.
No. I am a very principled person in this. I was in the centre, I could speak.
Now
I'm in the state, I can only speak about
what principle? Where was Anil Vij and Vijay Goel when India's marathon runner for the Olympics, Nitendra Rawat was struggling to buy shoes for himself. जूते खरीदने के लिए पैसे नहीं थे.
Listen.
What do you mean listen? I am asking you. You want me to open the phone line? Is that not a point worth making, Moraad?
Any athlete in Haryana who has ever gone over to Anil Vij has never come back empty-handed. He's always helped them. Whether it is
Rubbish, don't give me your politician type lectures here. You know, Dharamveer Singh.
I am not giving a lecture.
Dharamveer Singh.
I'm telling you the fact.
You've not given one example. I've given you 1,000. Dharamveer Singh, son of a farmer, had to rely on donations. Had to rely on donations of his village people, fellow citizens, his salary as an LIC agent to sponsor his preparation and training to qualify for the sprinting event in the Olympics. You dump these people. They don't have money to buy shoes or आप मजे करने जा रहे हो रियो में. Have some shame. The question is, I mean, at the end of the day, Kishore Bhimani, why is there such shamelessness out here? Saad, no, Kishore Bhimani, we have some hardened people on the other side tonight who really genuinely don't care. They genuinely don't care.
The Paralympics.
There's no doubt about it. They genuinely don't care.
At par.
Kishore Bhimani.
Why do you think there is so much lobbying?
Kishore Bhimani. Kishore Bhimani.
Understand what we are doing.
Kishore Bhimani.
My friend from Haryana, just listen to what I have to say. Kishore, just 1 second, Kishore. Now, listen, in 2012, the IOC suspended us. It was extremely embarrassing for India, for every single Indian, especially for sports people. Shouldn't our sports minister be a standing example today and make amends? Shouldn't he go lead from the front and say, listen, I am here as a sports minister. I bring dignity of my country, thousands of years of culture.
How they can go.
Stay in the background, stay low-key. Instead of that, he jumps in and there's charge-sheeted people who are meeting our players.
I ask a question.
What is going on, for heaven's sake?
No, who's asking the counter?
I believe.
Arnab.
Who's asking the counter? Atul Wassan, go on. Atul, go on.
Atul.
Yeah, Atul. Yes, Atul. Yes, Atul.
I just want to say something.
Yeah, Atul.
Do you think, why do you think there's so much lobbying by the bureaucrats and ministers to be in state associations or the sports association? It's not the love of the sport. They look forward to these junkets, Can you imagine the thick skin when they come off this 36-hour flight and face the athlete where they've just slept for 12 hours, had a nice wine, a gourmet meal, and this athlete who is going to perform there, you meet, and can you imagine looking them in the eye? And why this? There's been so much lobbying going on by the bureaucrats to be on this Rio flight. Most of the big bureaucrats want to be on this list, and
Atul Wassan,
that has been the talk for the last month and a half to be on a junket.
Yeah.
My name has moved up. I am on that
Atul
list.
Wassan, you're my
this
test
has
player.
been going on.
Yeah.
Atul Wassan, you are my test player. You overtake a politician from Haryana and his goons beat you up. What is this gentleman talking about?
Yes.
There is absolutely no law. There is no love for sport. There is nothing in that state.
And Atul knows who those people were. They were nowhere we were in.
उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मैं तो कह रहा हूँ सब एक ही हैं वहाँ पे. क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप? Those people were different. How is this person different? How is anybody different?
Okay,
show us with your actions.
Anup, you're from the Badminton Association of India.
Atul,
Anup.
You know your
Anup, watch it. I want Anup and Rangil Singh if they want to come in. No, Wing Commander Arun Singh, Anup Narang and Rangil Singh, please. Listen, take a break, yeah. You've spoken a lot. I want to ask Rangil Singh, Anup Narang and Wing Commander Arun Singh. This comparison is very striking today.
Talk about Indian Golf Union and...
it's not only about the Indian Golf Union or the Badminton Association or the Olympic Association of a state. The issue is very simple. And Anup, you explain this to me.
I can hear you.
You explain this to me. 7 months ago, many of the qualified athletes were spending 10,000 to 15,000 rupees from their own pockets to buy food supplements. They needed food supplements, those who are going for the Olympics. And there was a fight that was going on between the Sports Authority of India and various sports federations, including yours, Anup Narang. You people were fighting. You people were fighting with the Sports Authority of India, and the athletes did not have food supplements. And so they were spending 10,000 to 15,000 rupees each. From their own pockets, they would go to the market and buy themselves food supplements. One athlete who has qualified for Rio told the newspaper Mail today that he had not been provided any supplements for months, right? And then said, we are expected to compete with the best athletes with the world. But the circumstances under which we train are pathetic. You are now a big boss of the Badminton Association of India. don't you feel bad? You keep fighting among each other, you travel business class, you go on the junkets, you have a good time, you waste taxpayer money. Now there'll be some world championship going on in badminton somewhere, you'll be the first people to fly down there also. Stay in some 5-star hotel, travel business class, have a good time. And you can't give food supplements to the players. And then you want to justify why some Neta is the president of the Badminton Association of India.
I would like to. I'd like to put the facts straight.
What is the fact?
First of all our players, most of our players were already recommended by the Badminton Association for the top scheme.
Don't give me an excuse. Don't give me an excuse.
Happily
don't give me an excuse. Did qualified athletes?
Number one.
Did qualified athletes? No, the question is simple. Did qualified athletes in India spend 10,000 rupees from their own pockets to buy food supplements because of your fight with the sports federations?
If somebody has spent money on their own without even referring to the association or to the coach
since October 2015,
without a request.
So you want us? This is what you want. You want the this is the attitude. Somdev's replying to you. You want a system. You want a system where a player takes an application, photocopies it in five ways, goes through a lot of paperwork, puts it before you, and begs you for food. Begs you for food. And these same players, you and all the officials and the Netas will take selfies with them in Rio. Somdev also says, Somdev can very much empathize with the situation. Somdev, I think you should speak your mind.
These are not correct facts.
One second, I'll tell you more facts. I'll tell you more facts. I haven't finished.
On this note, I'd like to say, in 2012, I represented India in the Olympics. I was owed by the government, I think about give or take $42,000 for training leading up to the Olympics. I got zero. Why? Because apparently I was injured, and because when I'm injured, I'm not fit to train. However, I had surgery. I came back. I worked harder than I've ever worked to come back from surgery to actually represent India in the Olympics. And what did I get for that? Zero. Why did that happen?
Well, this has not happened with any badminton player, I can assure you. There is some miscommunication, Arnab, and we must
there's no miscommunication. I'll tell you the miscommunication. Since today, Raman, Malik and all are trying to be very aggressive. And since, I'll tell you, the sports minister of India will get... The sports minister of India... Listen to me. The sports minister of India will get a gold medal.
Anybody participating?
Raman, listen. The sports minister of India will get a gold medal in the selfie taking competition. Okay, and maybe your Anil Vij will get the silver medal. The fact of the matter is, 110 days ago, I think this time no Neta should have gone. They should have hung their heads in shame and collectively quit. You know why? Because 110 days ago, because of a lack of electricity and dysfunctional electronic equipments in the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in Delhi, 3 athletes risked missing a berth in the Rio Olympics despite having clock timings better than the qualifying timings because the race timings could not be recorded. They did not have the machine. They did not have the machine to record the race timing. Kishore Bhimani. Kishore Bhimani, you are laughing, but this is the reality. The athletes are running and there is nothing to record the race timings. And then this man goes and misbehaves in the Olympics. Vijay, go ahead. Kishore Bhimani.
By the rest of the world, Arnab, they laugh at us. This is absolute. There was some mention about the travel of athletes. Let me tell you, there's a very interesting fact about the Australian delegation. Do you know that the Australian delegation, whatever their competitors, athletes, do you know that each one is allotted a sleeping seat, which means a business class seat? They make sure that the managers make sure that the athletes who travel, they're more than 36 hours, because from Sydney to Rio, it's more difficult travel than from Delhi to Rio. And they are given every facility to rest up.
What a shame.
And I have seen this over and over again, that on international travel, they are absolutely pampered. and our heart goes out to them, and see the way our Duty Chand, or whether it be Deepa Karmakar or any of these athletes or gymnasts, the way they are treated. They have to go sitting up with their bones weary by the time they reach. And you mentioned business class, Arnab. I would like to see which minister and member of parliament sits in business class. They all sit in first class, especially if they're traveling Air India.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the athletes go by the economy class, by the longest route, because it's the cheapest ticket.
Yeah.
Though they are, instead of 36 hours journey, they would be taking 42 hours or 48 hours journey. It has happened so many times. Yeah. And they reach the venue totally tired, and after 2 days they have to go in competition.
We want a gold medal on discount, basically. Like, we want the cheapest fare even on that front. And I think the attitude that comes out in this entire thing is the fact that I think most ministers in India just assume that every sports person is their employee. Like, they just assume that these people work for us, as opposed to the opposite side, which is that it's about the sports.
No. Wing Commander Arun Singh, Anup, Narang and Rangil Singh, I have a suggestion for you, and don't take it personally. But I think in protest against the misbehavior of netas, against the way in which we have insulted and humiliated our sports persons and tried to treat them like second-class citizens when they are representing India, not the netas. Yes. I genuinely believe, Rangil Singh, you should quit as president of the Jammu and Kashmir Olympic Association. Anup Narang, you should immediately quit as from the Badminton Association. And Wing Commander Arun Singh, not that you've done anything specifically wrong, but you should also quit from the Indian Golf Union, just to put pressure. Just to put pressure this time. No, it's not a laughing matter. This has been the worst Olympics in the way that we've treated our players. I thought that when Shweta Choudhury's gun was confiscated by customs because there was nobody to travel with her to sort out the situation in 2014, I thought that is the worst that Indian sports could have gone. How is it that the netas need 2 private assistants to travel with them to Rio? Each. Right?
What the sad thing is?
Sir, I endorse your...
No, why don't you quit? Just put the pressure.
That is very right. Our players are not treated well, and the state sports council are not doing anything for the players.
Yeah.
You know, it is all for the establishment.
Yeah.
Nothing for the players.
Okay, so since you are from since you are from the Badminton Association, you tell me, you know about the national para athlete Prashant Kumar Sinha? Do you know about him? Anup Narang? Prashant Kumar Sinha had urged the Union Minister of Sports, Vijay Goyal, to give him some job to improve his living conditions. Right? He was promised a job. He has represented India in badminton for the last 19 years. What have you done for him?
First of all...
no, don't say first of all. Answer the question.
Arnab, if he has represented to the minister...
If he has represented, you don't know, what are you doing?
See, if he is represented directly
you don't
to the
even know.
Ministry, and he is represented to the minister...
No, you don't even know. I'm surprised you don't even know. You are the Badminton Association of India.
You don't even know how to represent to the minister.
See, the Badminton Association can recommend for him, which it does. But now, if you now would like the minister or the ministry to come back to him, you have to give them time to do that.
When the babus of the Badminton Association of India travel abroad business class, whose permission do they take? Who makes a representation then?
None of the babus of Badminton Association first of all travel business class. Please understand that.
So the netas
all our players and our managers and coaches travel together.
Yeah. And how many of them are reduced to penury? Like your ex-players?
Do you know?
I'm asking you.
Most of our ex-players, most of your
ex-players are in penury.
Well.
Why don't you answer my question?
Well.
What do you do for a national champion like Prashant Kumar Sinha, who represented India in badminton for 19 years? You people, you don't even give dietary supplements to your players because you're busy fighting your political battles. You don't give dietary supplements to your players because you're busy fighting your political battles.
Arnab,
I'm telling you.
Somewhere you need to be closer to the facts. You need to be closer.
I have presented a fact to you. I have presented a fact to you.
No.
You're the one who's not been able to answer. Why don't you quit?
No,
Why don't you quit? Why don't you say today? Why don't you say today, Anup, that I've had enough of these netas? I don't want to work with them anymore.
It is important for you to see what is being done. First of all, have you seen what has been done for badminton in India?
I've seen it. I've seen it with my very own eyes.
Have you seen how the players have performed?
Yeah. And what does Prashant Kumar Sinha? What does Prashant Kumar Sinha, who's a national para-athlete, play?
In the last
what does Prashant Kumar Sinha, who's a national para-athlete, play? Badminton or ping pong?
See how badminton has from basics. Badminton has come up as the top game in India. Our players are performing. Why?
Not for you.
Because the Badminton Association
of
India has done
not
so much.
For you. Not for you. And Raman Malik, after this, and after all of this, your minister is still taking the flight? Your assembly session has still been cancelled?
My assembly session was decided well before, and it had been an all-party meeting, as I told you, which you are not ready to.
You have an all-party meeting to decide on a Rio holiday.
And my minister has the obligation. No, it was all-party meeting on the 50th year of establishment of Haryana.
So you have even forgotten the 50th year of the establishment of Haryana because you want to go to the Olympics?
What are you talking? There was a meeting, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
there was a meeting to discuss the program.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
So,
I'm telling you.
That is done, at that point, it was suggested by all party that it may be moved off because 19th of August is just a day after Rakhi, and everybody had some commitment and they wanted it to be shifted.
You know, I'll tell you one thing. The Haryana Assembly monsoon session was to begin on the 19th of August. Because your politicians are busy traveling to Brazil from August 13th to 22nd till the closing ceremony.
It is not about
postponed the assembly session.
It is already.
I leave it to the wisdom of our. I leave it to the wisdom of our audience tonight. I leave it to the wisdom of our audience tonight. You have no priorities. You have no conscience.
I will send you a copy
and you have no sense
of what we are doing in sports.
Somdev has a question.
Enough to read
Somdev has a question for you. Somdev has a question. Somdev Devvarman.
So why
has a question for you? Go on, sir.
Why do you have to go to Rio to find out how you need to build international facilities when the CLTA, which is the best tennis facility in Chandigarh, is 10 times worse than maybe 5 facilities in India? The DLTA, which is next door, is a world-class facility, and the CLTA has nothing. Why? Why do you have to go to Rio to find that out?
See, CLTA does not come under our ministry. It is not Haryana. It is Union Territory.
Thing can be done.
But let me tell you about Haryana, the way things are going.
Oh God, answer his question for God's sake.
Fine, what is the best facility in Haryana? That's my question. And why do you have to go to Rio to replicate it? Why can't you just go to any place in India to find out what it's like?
It's not about going to Rio and replicating it. It is about being at par and understanding what is happening throughout the world.
Understanding what is happening? 1 second. You want to understand what is happening throughout the world? Google it.
See,
why do you answer this question for God's sake? Raman Malik, what are you talking about? You know, people have started calling right now. People are calling right now in the newsroom, I'm being told. To say, what are you talking about? What's
hundreds of international players, instead of going there, call these players, they'll tell you exactly what to do. They know what is to be done. You don't need to send people abroad. You have your in-house strength. You have so many international players in Haryana. Please call them. Players of shooting, of tennis, of badminton, of archery, everybody is there. Call them, they'll tell you exactly what to do. Make them the advisors to the government, and they'll guide you exactly what to do, what facilities to put up.
1 second.
You don't, and that much money can be, which is going to be used for this trip, can be used for putting up the facilities.
Is it true that the family members are also going? I don't know about that. But so how it works is like this, is it, Raman Malik? I'm just trying to imagine.
He does not have a family.
Okay, no, 1 second. Anil Vij, sports minister, and Kulwant Ram, some MLA, Vipul Goyal, MLA. Vipul Goyal, MLA, Kulwant Ram, MLA, and Anil Vij will be sitting. Right? There's going to be some tennis match going on. And Anil Vij will tell Kulwant Ram, I hope you understood how to play tennis better. Are you looking at the nets? We are going to make nets like that.
Maybe they're just carrying a 3D
right?
printer.
How does it work? Please explain it to me. I just want to understand. How do you understand infrastructure while going on a junket? Even Wing Commander Arun Singh is laughing right now, but I'm dead serious. I want to understand this. Nobody in India has understood. This is the unique secret. There are two things I've never understood. The two things I've never understood about Indian politicians. When there is a flood, they take a private plane, they go 40,000 feet up in the air, and then they look down and they say, oh, there's a flood. This is one thing I never understood. No, you're laughing. I never understood all my growing up years. We kept seeing in Doordarshan, there's an aerial survey. I want to understand, Raman, Malik, from you, is it an aerial survey, underground survey, or what kind of survey will you do of the infrastructure in 3 days that you will change it overnight in India? No, it's a very serious question. You must be having some special ability to do something like that.
Arnab,
yeah.
You need
listen, it's a serious question. Unless Vijay Goyal is preparing for the wrestling match himself by pushing Olympic staff around.
I am not answering about Vijay Goyal. I can answer you about my state.
Yeah. How does it work? No, Somdev is listen. Somdev,
yes. So how does it
is
work?
A cutting-edge global tennis player. He's asking you a question. Give him some respect. Please repeat the question. I don't think he got it. You want to
I am
make
giving
your point.
you the answer, please.
So why do you have to go? Why do you have to go there? The Commonwealth Games was held in Delhi in 2010. Yeah. In Delhi, there are many good facilities that you could replicate in Haryana. Have you done it so far in the last 6 years?
I am not here for the last 6 years. We came here in the end of 2014.
Charu, what's going on?
And you can please see the record what they talk about the state of Haryana in terms of sport.
Charu, no, 1 second, please. You see, I'll tell you, one of our viewers have written, Raman Malik, this is to you, that the great thing about Raman Malik is Delhi is not under his jurisdiction. Right? Vimal Rao tweeted that Delhi is not under his jurisdiction, but Rio is under his jurisdiction. That's what someone's tweeting.
It's not about Rio.
This is how bizarre. It's about Rio. One second. Charu, I think you need to... Charu, what's going on in this country? I don't know. I don't know anymore. I can't make up. Yeah.
Malik Saab, there are many...
Arnab, the fact of the matter is that it is very easy to sit down on the other side and joke.
Replicate those,
but when if somebody is doing good work, you must understand and look at what he is doing.
And there are global experts available who can come here and set up anything you want in the time frame that you want. So there are many such situations available. All we have to do is tap into it. So, going is not really the best way to learn. There are many other better ways to learn in India. And as Moraad said earlier, if you take a couple of sports persons within you who know the disciplines, they'll give you fabulous advice, and wonderful facilities can come up in India without moving 5 miles away from where you are.
Vivek Narayan, Director Sports. G. Kishore, Principal, National College for Physical Education. Shyam Sundar, Regional Director, SAI, Bengaluru. S.S. Roy, Executive Director, National Institute of Sports, Patiala. Even the Director of Finance, Hira Vallabh, finance expert, he's also gone to Rio. Satyajit Sanskrit, Officer on Special Dispensation to the Sports Minister. Onkar Kedia, Joint Secretary, Sports Ministry of Youth Affairs. Injeti Srinivas, Director of the Sports Authority of India, and there's even a relative of the Sports Minister out there. This is only Mr. Vijay Goyal's entourage. They are flying out. Anil Vij is immediately flying in. It's good days for them. I hope they have a damn good time. You didn't get an answer to your question, right?
Not yet.
Wow. Can I say something, Arnab?
Yeah, Atul Wassan, last word tonight.
Arnab.
Yeah, Atul Wassan.
Yeah. I'm just saying that, the arguments and what they're trying to defend is getting embarrassing and a bit silly now. You've cornered them, you've ridiculed them, you've embarrassed them, and you've asked them to quit. All the people who are trying to defend this. My suggestion to you, don't hold your breath, because it's not going to happen. It's going to happen in a month without Sundays. So, all this argument is pointless. It's going to keep on happening again and again. And next Olympics, I'm sure you and me will sitting here discussing the same thing.
Well, I don't know. Unless some of our ministers turn into wrestling champions. Right now, they're fantastic at that. They're good at wrestling. They're good at pushing their way around. Wrestling, pushing their way around, junkets. Gold medals for all our Indian politicians. Red-faced in Rio. Thank you very much for joining me on chat number 1 on the Newshour tonight.